the media have gathered.
With a room filled with longtime supporters and well-wishers, Sheriff Newell Normand, midway through his third term in office, abruptly announced he's stepping down as the top cop in Jefferson Parish.
Good leaders know when it's time to leave. You want to leave on top, right?
And after a decade as the elected sheriff and almost 40 with the department, Normand says the time to go is now.
And what really scared me this morning is when my assistant told me that you've been here longer than I am old.
A Republican who was the longtime #2 man at JPSO under famed former Sheriff Harry Lee, Normand says he feels the department is on solid ground.
Over the years, our team here has had incredible successes.
And Normand, who has been long rumored for many top public and private sector jobs, including governor, decided to pass for now and instead is joining the media, taking over as a talk radio host for now retired Garland Robinette at WWL AM and FM.
Am I nervous? Absolutely.
Truck rims, people.
So the man who's been known to hold bold, colorful, off-the-cuff pressers says he's ready for talk radio. And he even joked when asked if the radio station will have someone monitoring a delay or censor button.
Ironically, in a conversation yesterday, they said that I had to go through some FCC training.
Sheriff Newell Normand says his last day will be August 31st. He goes on the air on the radio as a talk show host starting in September. He also said this decision to retire has nothing to do with the recent retirement and indictment of his longtime chief deputy or former chief deputy, Craig Tafaro. Coming up at 6, what Sheriff Normand says to the people of Jefferson Parish. For now, we're live at the Sheriff's Office. I'm Travers Mackel, WDSU News.
Travers, thank you. As you said, August 31st, Normand's retirement will culminate a 37-year career in law enforcement. So here's a little background on the outgoing sheriff. He's not a Louisiana native. Normand was born in Los Angeles. He's a graduate of Jesuit High School, the University of New Orleans, and Tulane University Law School. After becoming a lawyer, Normand started his law enforcement career with the Orleans Parish Criminal Sheriff's Office. He then went to work for the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, rising through the ranks, and eventually was appointed the successor of late Sheriff Harry Lee before his death in 2007. Normand has been re-elected as Sheriff of Jefferson Parish 3 different times. Normand is known for his brash, sometimes expletive-laced news conferences and will certainly be remembered as one of the more colorful sheriffs in Louisiana history.
And a special election will be held next year to elect a new sheriff in Jefferson Parish, and the person filling in as interim sheriff also said today he wants the full-time job. WDSU's Jennifer Crockett continues our live team coverage with a closer look at Deputy Chief Joseph Lopinto. Jennifer.
Well, not only did Sheriff Normand say that he has complete faith that Joseph Lopinto can complete the work as interim sheriff until a new sheriff is elected in the spring, he also announced today that he will endorse Joseph Lopinto's bid for the sheriff of Jefferson Parish. A special election will be held on March 24th and the runoff on April 28th if needed. And the Normand endorsement is significant. The sheriff ran 3 times for sheriff in Jefferson Parish, averaging over 90% of the popular vote. Lopinto said he doesn't know if he'll pull in those kinds of numbers, but said his plan is to step up as interim sheriff on August 31st and then let the voters decide they like what he's doing this spring.
The citizens of Jefferson Parish are going to have to look at me. They're going to have to look at my resume and determine who they think is the best person. I've been on ballots before, and I've been recognized as being that person. Does that mean it's going to happen again? Of course not. But I know during the interim, I have a job to do.
And Lopinto is a former state representative from Metairie. He abruptly left that position last year to join the sheriff's department again as deputy chief. He said he made that swap then because he needed more time with his kids, not because he had any expectation that the sheriff would be stepping down early. Reporting live on the West Bank, I'm Jennifer Crockett, WDSU News.
Jennifer, thank you. We do have more on the retirement of Jefferson Parish Sheriff Newell Normand right now on the WDSU app. Happening now, 81 arrests have been made in what's being called Operation NOLA cleanup. WDSU reporter Juliana Mazza was there as the news broke just a few hours ago and joins us now live to explain what this operation was all about. Juliana.
Yeah, well, Saul, it seems like every other day we hear about a murder, a shooting, or an assault on the streets of New Orleans. And that's exactly how Operation NOLA Cleanup was born. The idea to find and arrest violent fugitives wanted in the city. And that is exactly what the NOPD did. They teamed up with the FBI and U.S. Marshals to find 81 suspects, as you had mentioned. Those suspects wanted for crimes, violent crimes, some dating back to 2 years ago in 2015. The majority of these suspects were found right here in New Orleans, others out of state, leading investigators to Missouri. Now, the operation sought out 100 criminals, so after the 81 arrests, that means 19 people are still on the street. The message from NOPD, you can run, but you can't hide.
So the Violent Offenders Warrant Squad, U.S. Marshals, they're out there every single day doing this work, and so that will continue. But this was the end of a coordinated effort with this entire team that you see. But they will continue that work every single day, looking for the remaining people on that list and others who may be wanted or have warrants on them.
Now, of the 81 arrests, 4 of them were in connection to homicides here in the city. Just take a look at your screen right now. Michael Baker arrested in connection to a homicide in Garden Oaks this June. Jonathan Stone for second-degree murder on Olive Street in June. Ronnie Smith and Agita LaCour for second-degree murder on General Myers Ave last October. And Jeremy Leonard for second-degree murder on Scott Street back in April. The NOPD also made arrests for other things like sex crimes and violent assaults. I'll have more on that coming up on WDSU News at 6. For now, live outside NOPD headquarters, Juliana Mazza, WDSU News.
Juliana, thank you. And New Orleans police also looking for the man caught on video snatching an elderly woman's purse. Take a look at your screen if you can. This happened Friday around 1 a.m. in the 800 block of Ursulines Avenue. Police say the 78-year-old woman was seen trying to get into her home when the man you see here rolled up on his bike, took her purse from her, and pedaled away. The man is described as 19 to 25 years old, wearing a gray shirt, jeans, and rubber boots. Happening now, more arrest warrants for nearly 10 sewerage and water board employees allegedly linked to a brass theft ring. The Office of Inspector General says the 9 warrants are in addition to the 10 employees charged in 2016. The OIG says that between January 2013 and June of 2016, the employees stole and sold nearly 35,000 pounds of brass scrap to metal yards in New Orleans. This totaled to more than $500,000 of a loss for the Sewerage and Water Board. The OIG's office says an administrative investigation is happening now. Also happening now, 2 teens behind bars tonight.